Welcome back everybody, back at the res this morning. The last video, litter picking, was actually 2 days ago, so I gave myself like not a day off, but yesterday I thought I'd have a day where I just chill out for a day, because I am still in loads of pain, it's killing me. But I've come down this morning to come and tackle that far bank over there. While I'm stood here actually talking to you, I've just found a barbecue and some other bits stuffed in there as well, so that's interesting. Anyway, I'll turn you around and give you a look at this. So stunning views here this morning. I know it's not what we want, but absolutely stunning. Got all the swans over there. I think there's 5 in total over there. There's 2 behind one another. But the place looks incredible. It looks brilliant. Although you can't see it underneath all that body of water over there, it's sort of 9 foot high in bushes and weeds, all this green stuff here. It's actually a lot taller than I am, so it's not ideal, but at the same time, works are cracking on over there. Loads of people up on that bank, lots of movement. They've been non-stop for a while, they have. And yeah, anyway, so I'm down here this morning to tackle this area here. So it's a popular fishing spot when water's up, and you get a lot of bivvies across here, and a lot of rubbish has all been thrown in them bushes over there. It's not far from works, but luckily I'm still in an area where I'm allowed to be. I'm not crossing any boundaries or anything. So I'm going to go over there now, and I've got a little bit of help with me today. And I bet you're wondering, who's helping him today? Keeps going on about his bad back. I'm not surprised he's got someone to finally come and help him. Well, look at this. Now, it might not look much to you lot, and I know we've all seen them and they're very popular, probably the most popular one on market, but this one is #1. So when they first come out, when they first released them years ago, I think it must be about 13-14 years ago now, it might even be longer than that actually, the tackle shop that I was local to, I said to him, when are they coming in stock? And he said, a couple of months yet. And I said, can you order me one? And he said, yeah. So he put his order in through shop there and then he just rung me one day and said, oh, your trolley's up in shop. And that thing, minus these and them, is #1. Not #1 ever made, but the first one you could get your hands on. I've had to change the adapters over time, obviously, to suit my seat boxes, and the rear wheels, it's a conversion kit, so it's not got the bar across. Don't know why, I just prefer it like that. It's just an extra 2 wheels to them. And then these bits are a little bit different because you've not got your feet on and they've got wheels on. So this thing, I'm going to try and load it up with black bags today, and hopefully that'll save me 2 or 3 bags at a time. I've got a bit of a band as well to go around to try and hold them still if I need it. But that is going to save me some major back pain today, that. Right, so it's 4 days later since I made the video about the rubbish down here. So ultimately I've come down with Barry to come and start picking it up, and because bailiffs have started making their way round now, it makes sense for it all not to be here. And unfortunately I've come down this morning and well, it's not even been attempted. It's all still in there, down there. The bulk of it is actually over that way as well. So we've got some, I'm sure he said ecologists or ecologists down here. They're doing some work up there in woods, looking like a bit of a water inlet. I'm not going to disturb them, just made them aware that I'm down here. So yeah, right, we'll get stuck on with this bit and then move around to the other side. Right, have a look round this way first and see what rubbish we've got around here still, and hopefully be able to give you a good insight as to what's down here. Yeah, so all this, look, still underneath all there, that's still there, still cans and bags under there. Yeah, containers, there's a mountain of it over there, look, you can just see all that through there. So I think what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do it in sort of stages. I'm going to start at that bit where I've just come in, down here, look, all this here, and tubs everywhere. All this is bags and bags underneath all the leaves as well, which is wrong time of year to be doing it, but I just assume because it's in their job to keep on top of litter that they'd keep on top of it. Bottles, bag. All this rubbish in here, look. To be fair, this is one that I'm not looking forward to. And then gas down there. There's actually loads of rubbish over there which I've missed filming before. So I'm going to start up that way where I've just come in and slowly work my way around. There's bits and bobs dotted about around here as well. There's also loads in there, but obviously I can't go over there now. I'm not even going to attempt it. Big safety hazard. So I'm just going to keep it down here and get done where I can. I've timed it right, so took some painkillers as I've got out of the car, and they normally wear off after about 2 hours. So I've got no reason to rush. I'm going to take it nice and steady, and that way I'm not doing myself any damage. You know, this time last year I'd had it all done in one day, no problem. I worked for a firm in January this year, 23, and there were a leak in roof, and I was a forklift driver, and I went to do a turn just as normal, just to park up some load onto a bay to be loaded onto a lorry, and I thought my steering had broke. I just carried on going straight forward into a cage, into a wall, did me back in. It weren't until I stepped off it that I realised I was in an inch of water on a really smooth warehouse floor. So if any of you are wondering why I've got a bad back, it's never been the same again. I'd love to tell you all the issues that I'm dealing with since getting this bad back, but it's just a bit too personal for YouTube. But if you Google it, like severe side effects of lower back pain, damaged lower back, put it this way, I have to make sure that I have a sit down wee when I go to the toilet. Terrible, isn't it? Anyway, let's crack on and let's save another couple of pegs. As you come in the way I've come in and parked here, there's also all this side on left here. Now all that did look like all that. They've flattened it and their barrier's just there, and I can see some tracks just in front where they've come around with like a mini digger or whatever. I know there's bits of rubbish in here because I've seen a couple of bottles somewhere. They might have even picked them up, to be fair. But I'm just going to avoid this side of the path just for the sake of safety. There's a great crane there and it goes all the way up there. So if they're doing out, I don't want to be in harm's way if the worst is going to happen. They know I'm here, so that's the important thing. And I'll crack on with some litter picking. But even if they come down and say, right, can you move, I ain't going to question it, I'm going out of the way. So yeah, right, let's get stuck in. Got my bag, remember safety first. Let's get stuck in. As you can see, all that lot just from, I think it's probably been 10 minutes that, just floating about just in this little area here. All that. Now what I will say is there will be more here, you just can't see it because there's so many leaves and bushes that have grown over it in all the time it's been left, that when you're digging and you're picking something up, you actually see something else underneath it. So probably 2/3 of that I couldn't even see, but it's one big bin bag full anyway. So right, let's move around and start on the other side. So that lot, completely fresh pile, all just from around here. And this is back of this area where you peg up, get a couple of bivvies down here, and all this just absolutely stuffed under trees. You can tell where I'm finding it from, that they're going out the way to really stuff it under bushes. So when we come round asking for tickets. Just worth having a quick dig in bushes. If we do that regularly enough, then you'll be able to spot who's actually who's doing it and who's not. But that lot is ridiculous. I don't know what these are ever used for, but there's 5, 6 of them. Just never ending bottles. Look at all these. Never opened. Never opened, never opened. There's a couple more somewhere. But all these, never even been cracked open, these. Just chucked up bank. It'd make more sense to empty them, scrunch them up, shove them in your bag and take them home, because they don't weigh anything. Let's be right. Love to see arms of some of these anglers that are leaving all this stuff. But yeah, I also found this. If anyone's missing a Lanzarote keyring, then there it is. We're joining this lot. Look at all that stuff. So this bag we've already filled up, and all that stuff, and all this, all just stuffed in that little bit there. And you can't miss it. If you walk around there, you can't miss it. But as you can see, that's a stupid amount of rubbish. And I'm gonna say this now. As much as I've seen people say it's Canal and River Trust job, you know, bailiffs and whoever, they only lease it off them, but it's their job to keep on top of all this. 100% it's not. If you've got responsibility of looking after every angler on this lake by walking around daily and checking on them, then I'm sorry, but you've got responsibility for how they leave it afterwards as well. It's got nothing to do with Canal and River Trust. That needs to be kept on top of. It's disgusting. There's what I will say is there's a lot of little bags of drugs in there as well. We aren't naming what they are. A lot of them have been chewed into by animals, but there are some that you can clearly tell that have been emptied and used quickly, and there's like reminiscence still left in packet. So yeah, don't be taking cocaine in that water, guys. It's dangerous. Right, gonna move on to this next bit up here. Again, don't look bad from standing here, but the can or two on the floor there. There's bits and bobs of it fence, but I can't go anywhere near that. And so I'm just going to have a float about in this area here, and that should be it for this one. It's only a short one, because I can't go any further down that way because it's boggy here and it gets narrower through fence and trees and all that. So I don't want to get stuck down there. No one's going to see me. So I'm going to get all this bagged up and then move on to the next bit. Oh, right, 3 bags deep on the Preston shuttle. So I've got a ratchet strap that I can put over at top to like compress it. I should be able to get another 2 bags on if I'm lucky, but hopefully I only need 1 more. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That bag from last time, still in the middle of like, still out in open, and no one's going to pick it up. Bottles down there. What else we got? See something over there. A few bits over there. Hopefully we've got the bulk of it now. Some bits in there as well. Right, let's see what we can get out of this one. was not expecting that. Bags after bags after bags. The most interesting one is that black one. Now, all these bags have got cans, litter, bait bags, bait tubs, you know, just a mixture of everything. But this one is just completely full to the top of beer bottles. All the way down. And it's a good few, but there's 50 in there. So I'm gonna get all this bagged up. Good job, I've got plenty of bin liners. I've had a look round, I've had a bit of a scoot, doesn't seem to be any more. But again, there will be loads underneath all this that's flat, especially like wrappers and bait bags, etc. But unfortunately, it's not going to be worthy of me digging forever through all this stuff just to see if I can find it. So it's best to leave it, I think, and then when all this is over and done with over there, and this can be maintained and cut back a bit maybe, then we can start and well, get most of it up. But that is definitely a good start, along with the other 2 lots that we've got today, and not to mention all the stuff off pond 3 as well. Now, there's a couple of bits in edge over there where we were earlier, a barbecue and some bits at start of video. When I go back round to skip, I want to plonk it all in there, and then I want to grab just what's in that corner there and push that bin with it as well. But down this bank here, there were at one point loads of rubbish, because that were a popular area as well, and now there doesn't seem to be much there at all. So I have seen odd local walking around picking litter up in a couple of years I've been up here. So although bailiffs aren't a big fan of it, at least some others are doing it. Right, I'm going to get this lot bagged up. I think I'm going to have a chill out for 5 minutes first. I can feel my painkillers wearing off. I'm going to get this lot bagged up and yeah, move on. All loaded up, 5 bags in total, probably 6 bags worth, but managed to get it all into 5 bags. All on shuttle, nice and tidy, strapped on. Now I make my way back to the car park and get all this unloaded into skip. Let's go. Right, while I'm stood here, so I'm just on the bridge, we've just cleared all that bit there, well, about 3 pegs worth there. These reeds here, water normally sits up to them, so people don't normally fish in front of there. And there's also all this area here. Now, I know a lot of trees have fallen down here last year, so and anglers did have the bivvies set right back. So I think what I'm going to do is, tomorrow, I'm just going to come for a walk around. I'm not going to bring any litter picking gear. I'm just going to have a quick dabble in that area over there and just see if there's any there, because that are a popular spot as well for fishing. It's just that the path that took you from woods to edge, 2 trees had fallen down there as well, meaning you couldn't get any of your gear through. So definitely a point to look forward to. This is res at the minute, probably about 13 foot deep, I think deepest part over there. This greenery here, that's about as tall as I am, and then all this stuff here is about 6 foot deep here, and then it shallows right up under the bridge. Right, so this is the space I've got left in here. Luckily, it's just going to be enough to get all that stuff in. So I'm going to get all this whacked in now, and then I am definitely going to phone the number on side and see about getting it emptied at some point, because this is going a bit ridiculous. Also, I stuck to my word, went and fetched that barbecue out at edge, so I'll wing that in as well now. Right, you can go in there. Right, get this filled up. all loaded up. Let's get back to the car. Right, really quick one this afternoon, because these videos are a lot longer than what I'd like them to be. I can never make them short. I don't know how people do it. Right, so that area that we've just cleared there, and I say we again because this is like a angler effort, apart from those that are leaving it. That area, I'd estimate there to be probably 2-3 pegs there in that area. So normally, because water level's been down for so long, that area, you can only get about 3 bivvies on there to fish comfortably. I mean, ideally 2 or even just 1. And obviously that's just not from 3 people. Do you know what? I'll start again. That's 3 pegs worth of anglers, yeah? I say bivvies because that's best case scenario, fishing with 2 rods, more gear, spending longer time there. So I'll refrain from just saying bivvies. It's because when you come down here, that's all you ever see on that side is just bivvies as well. So I do forget that us guys on boxes, we can leave litter as well. So anglers, so 3 pegs with 3 anglers. And it's obviously not all just happening one evening or one day session, for example. Some of those bags are full and it's people that have been there for either a day and they've just chucked it all up bank, or people that have been there for a weekend session or a week session, because there's barbecues, there's takeaway orders and stuff in there. So that one area is about 3 pegs and all that litter has just been chucked up bank. So it would also make sense, someone's just said to me, to have some cameras put up, some of them like wildlife cameras that you can monitor on a weekly basis. They are quite good and they're expensive, but for the job that they do, it'd be a really cheap investment. Because you've got to remember, you only need 1 swan or a couple of carp to get tangled up in all this line that we keep finding, and that'd cover like 10 of these cameras, no problem. Fish aren't cheap. I rung up and quoted for a 22, I think it was about £23 at a fishery farm, that one that I found dead up here, to try and use as an example for people that run it, around much money and day tickets it'd need to accumulate the cost of that just one fish alone. And that fish died overnight because it floods and because people not coming down and checking up venue regular enough. And he said it'd be about 1,800 quid at the cheapest, depending on what species, what type of carp. So if you think 8 quid a ticket or 25 quid a night, think of how many of those you'd need to accumulate to replace that one fish. And so far we've found, well, thousands of dead carp, but even in these last few weeks we've found probably 5 or 6 dead carp, and they've been took away to be incinerated by MEM fisheries. So the cost of maintenance is always ongoing, but maintenance, it can pay for itself if you keep on top of it. We're in this position now simply because people aren't keeping on top of something they've agreed to do, and that's keep on top of litter, keep on top of maintenance, footfall, walking around regularly. Anyway, so that's just that one area that we've covered today. It's about 3 pegs worth. There's actually a deer roaming around. As we've come off there, there's a deer no more than 20 yards from where I was picking all that rubbish up from, and there's been loads of workmen around us as well, and there's only one sort of way in, so it's a good job I didn't go any further, because deers are prone to just darting off the opposite direction to what you are, and if it had got stuck in middle at lake, that would have been a nightmare, because I wouldn't have been able to go home until I got it out. So either tomorrow or the day after I'm going to come down, and just a bit further up where people have fished previously when they were watering, I'm going to check some rubbish in there as well. But I think that that's the bulk of it. There's no anywhere else around this big lake where you can chuck any litter. There will be bits that have blown in from car park and everything, and especially there's a bin here at car park and the big skip. There's nothing stopping animals ripping stuff out of there, dragging it off down bank. But granted, it is mainly us humans that tend to make a mess at place. So I'm going to come back tomorrow and have a bit of a walk around and monitor it then as well. But I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to go and get a McDonald's. I really need to go and wash my hands and give him a good scrub as well. I'm on a diet, so when I say McDonald's, I'm only getting a Coke because I'm dehydrated. So I'm going to get a McDonald's Coke, and then I'm going to go home and I'm going to lay in bath, and I'm just going to get out when I wake up. Sounds about right. So thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. I know it's a mad journey that we're going on with all this litter picking and stuff, and it's not normally a litter picking channel that you're watching. It is fishing, but like a lot of people's hearts and soul are going to this place, and although I haven't fished it as much as other people have, it's just a really nice local venue. It's a really nice place to be when you're down here. And not only that, but you know, there's definitely a future here for this fishery, and I'd like to think that what we are doing right now, litter picking and going out here, because there is other people picking up bits as well every now and again, I'd like to think this will be what aids it further when it reopens, and it just gives it that little bit more focus from outside world, so that people have got no choice but to say, yeah, let's get on that, we'll get it sorted. But anyway, thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.